Last week we saw all of us wanted to go to heaven, and the question that followed was how? And last week Jesus told us how. He said, make effort, not just effort, try much harder to enter through the narrow gate. Because many will try, but they will not be able. Make effort. And today Jesus goes along the same way to tell us again how to enter into heaven. Talking about humility is just a word that all of us know, because we know how important it is in our interaction with one another, in our daily living. But the issue is this: all of us, you and I included, we have the tendency, there is this tendency in us to flare up. All of us. It's very natural in us. But the issue here, when we talk about humility, which is a virtue, we have to first of all look at the opposite. That is the vice, which is pride. Is the opposite of the virtue of humility. Pride says, it's all about me. Whatever I have, whoever I am right now, it is all about me. I deserve it. It's my hard work. Just because I'm very intelligent. Every other person may not have worked hard like me. It's all about me. That's what pride said. I deserve everything. I deserve the accolade. Because whatever I have, whoever I am right now, is me. But humility said, is all about grace. It's grace. Because humility, as one person defines it, is not thinking less of yourself. It's thinking of yourself less. To be humble does not mean that you are stupid. You should be stupid. But it means that you recognize grace at work in you. Nothing that you have, nothing that you are today is just because you have made extra effort more than every other person in the whole universe. No. Grace. So when you realize grace at work, it humbles you. You focus and see inside. I wouldn't have even been here today. I am nobody. Everything that I have, whatever the Lord has given to me, is just because He's so gracious to me. When you see inside and realize, and you can pray the prayer that I pray every day, more than 20 times every day. Before I leave the chapel, or before I leave the sacrament, before I step the altar, I said, Lord, may I decrease while you increase in me. Where may I decrease while you increase. Then I realized that I can do nothing. Whatever that I do is grace at work in me. Whatever that comes out, I can give the credit to God. He is the one that walks through me. He is the one that walks through you. Then there is no need, there is no room to pop up to say, well, every other person is stupid other than myself. And when we see people who struggle, it's like when we see the homeless, we do not just say, well, just because they made stupid decisions. You don't know what they have been going through. You don't know the situation that led them where they are today. You could as well, I could as well be where they are today. That I have a roof over my head, not just because I am more stronger than every other human beings. There are people who have tried everything, name them, still. It looks like everything is working against them. Not because they are bad people. We can't really say. But grace tells you how the Lord has been gracious. Even the time we say that the Lord walks with us, but there were times we could not even walk, the Lord carries us. You couldn't see those moments. There could have been a time without number, where we could have been ashamed, reduced to nothing. Still, the Lord showed us mercy and grace. There are countless times that the Lord saved you and I that we are not even aware. We wouldn't be here today if not grace. You think about what happened through the COVID. A lot of people who passed, they were healthy. It wasn't just because they have some health issue. They were healthy. Not because you and I who are here today are more better than them. Just grace. That's why when you look inside and you see how the Lord has been so gracious with you and with me, there is no room to be so proud of anything. Whatever you have, the giver of gifts gave it to you. Whatever I have, just out of God's abundant goodness, as we sang in the responsorial psalm today, not because we deserve it, but only that He chose to give it. That we are alive today, it's not because we are better than those who are dead. It's not because those who are dead, they committed something that you and I have not committed. Still, grace at work. So the journey of life, when we only focus outside, we tend to forget who brought us where we are today. We would have been ashamed. We would have been reduced to nothing if not grace. It's only for someone who look inside and realize there is nothing that I have today, but just only because I'm more stronger than every other person. That I'm still here today is not because I have not done something worse or something that could have led me to shame. Only that the Lord chose, out of His abundant goodness, to protect me. Not because I deserve it, not because you deserve it. You can't really say. So when we realize this, you understand thinking of yourself less, rather really focusing in what the Lord has done and continue to do in your life. And how the Lord has been merciful and gracious. That's why Jesus warned us. Never take the path of pride. The first reading says, conduct your affairs with humility. Conduct your affairs with humility. Do not always think you are much better than every other human being. What is it that we have that was not given to us? Nothing. Just because the Lord chose and continue to choose to be gracious. But pride says, it's me. It's just me. Look at me and see how hard I have worked all my life. There are people who have worked much harder than you and I still. The promotion you have, where you see yourself today, there are people who could have been there, but the Lord still decides to show you mercy. So when you focus on yourself, when I think, it's just because of me, that's not the way. But when we realize how God, in spite of us, chose to show us mercy, in spite of us. If the Lord is looking for something to punish us, He will find it. He will see it everywhere. But still, that's not the way He did with you and I. But when we realize that we can also be gracious to other people, we can cut some people some slacks here and there. There are things we do not know about others. We can't really say how people ended up in a particular situation or what made them to make some kind of choices. We cannot really say everything, as people may not really say everything about you or I. They do not. But it's the way the Lord chooses to be gracious. And Jesus reminds us today, the way of more promotion is when you realize how the Lord is with you. Those days you could not even walk, the Lord carried you. Do you know how many accidents the Lord saved you from this year alone? Do you know? Do I know? Do I know how many straight bullets that was shot to somebody or somewhere else that could have shot me on you? You don't know. I do not know. So if I have to brag and say, wow, look at me, I'm so healthy, I still have life ahead of me. No. Grace upon grace. That's what the Lord shows us. There are lots you and I cannot see. You and I cannot see how the Lord continues to deal with us. Do you know how many sickness from nowhere that could have hit you or I, and it could have been so worse than anything ever imagined? And here we are. Or are we better than anybody, whether in the hospital or anywhere? Look at them, look around. What is it we should be prideful for? There is nothing that we have that was not given to us. Whatever we are today is just out of mercy, out of graciousness of God, not because we deserved it, not because we merit it. And when we realize this, may I decrease always, O Lord, so that you may increase in me. May I have no reason to brag or to pop, because it was you who handed me everything that I have. I could have labored in vain. My labor could have merited nothing if not that you just decided to help me. Just may I decrease always, so that you may increase in me, so that I may see how you deal with me, and also be willing to deal with other people. That's just the way of humility. Not just thinking less of yourself, but thinking of yourself less. That you do not think that just because you are so smart, so intelligent, there are people who are more smart or intelligent than myself or you. Still, Only God knows. So let that understanding help you and I. Let this attitude and disposition help you and I. And that is enough to transform our spiritual walk. I am nothing. I would have been nothing. I would have been ashamed, reduced to nothing, if the Lord did not show me mercy. Grace is all I can say. I'm only grateful just because God chose to show me grace. Not because I deserve it. Not because you deserve it. And there is no room to flare up.